What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video I will show you the latest news directly related to our story. I will show you a very interesting and important update from Dennis Neal and from his podcast. I will show you the special guest that will attend this podcast next week. On top of that, I will show you an update in regards to the share count and the difference in between the share count in AST and the most recent survey that pretty much has the similar goals. On top of that, I will show you how we are fighting against the people who are trying to push our case down. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. Just do it and let's move forward. Let's start with the news that was reposted by Junk Savvy, and this tweet was made by Dennis Neal. 8 hours ago, he wrote, Yo, Torchlight Brigade, MMTLP fiasco. Can you believe it? Representative Ralph Norman coming on what's bugging me next week. And he refers to his own tweet that was published from his Neal podcast Twitter account, and he wrote this. 70 members of Congress have demanded SEC and FINRA answer for the MMTLP screw-up, and the deadline is January 31st. Representative Ralph Norman is scheduled to come on What's Bugging Me next week. We will finally have some answers. And I think it is a very important update because Dennis Neal has the highest exposure on this problem right now from the mass media sources. And definitely this upcoming podcast will give us more information in regards to the, first of all, we still don't know the number of Congress members who signed this bipartisan open letter that was prepared by Ralph Norman's office back in December of 2023. On top of that, we will know the current situation in this letter and what should we do next, and do we have answers from Gary Gensler and Robert Cook, because we have a clear deadline. Let me show you that the deadline is right here. Please provide a response to the following questions and request no later than January 31st, 2024. And we have basically not more than 1 week till this deadline. And in my opinion, it might be a huge milestone. So let me show you further. We know that a lot of people want to see the responses, want to see the answers on our questions. And for example, this question was reposted by John Burda, and it was originally made by Mike Q. Fishing. Mike wrote, Hey Dennis, a question that must be asked of Congressman Ralph Norman is, so what will happen if Secretary Gensler refuses to respond to this congressional letter? Second, are you going to allow an extension if asked, because they have stalled with answers? And yes, I think these questions are very reasonable, and let me show you this. So, Michael J. Dimino wrote pretty much the same question. Dennis, when you have Representative Norman on your podcast to discuss MMTLP, can you please ask him about Congress's next step after Gensler doesn't respond with the share count? It is reasonable and expected for Congress to subpoena the information from SEC and FINRA. And Dennis Neal, let me show you that he said 4 thumbs up in response to this tweet. This means he will ask Representative Norman about this current position and this situation. And guys, I think it will be huge results within next, let's say, 10 days, because we will know the exact position of Gary Gensler and Robert Cook, and definitely the position of SEC and FINRA. And the most important part, that we will know the position of all of these Congress members. For now, we have 74 Congress members, but for the data that was published back in the very end of December of last year, Junk Savvy wrote that we had at that moment more than 89 Congress members who signed this letter. And definitely all of these people, we have to know the position of all of these people in regards to the issue and in regards to the responses, potential responses from Gary Gensler and Robert Cook. So let me show you the next part of my video. Let me show you first of all this one. Junk Savvy also wrote this 8 hours ago in response to John Burda's tweet. She wrote, "Aye, Captain," and John Burda wrote this: "Validated my shares. If you wish to do so on a voluntary basis, the link is below." And here is the link, and I showed you this in my previous video, on the video before my previous video. Let me show you that Iron Ape MMTLP wrote this. "Thank you for validating your MMTLP shares, Mr. Burda. Somebody is lying about short position in MMTLP, and it's either FINRA or NextBridge Hydrocarbons. Help us prove the correct share count by filing out the voluntary community share count. We are taking all brokers, but are only actively validating TradeStation and RBC Canada. Fill out the survey here. Here's the link." And guys, you might wonder why in the world we have another survey that is pretty much similar to the transferring shares to AST. Let me show you that in response to Junk Savvy's tweet, Sensei wrote this 2 hours ago. "Wait, I thought if we were at AST, we were counted. Clear up this confusion. I have not filed out this website with my info." So guys, let me explain you the difference in between the transfer shares to AST and this survey. First of all, AST is a completely different entity that collects the data about the shares that were transferred to their accounts. And guys, they know the exact number of shares that were issued from NextBridge Hydrocarbons. First of all, it was about 165 million, but with all add-ons, we have about 248 million shares, and this number of shares is the threshold for AST. And when and if all the shares that will be transferred to AST will fulfill this number, AST will give us a signal that they are full of shares and they cannot receive any more shares. This means this will be the sign of the clear evidence of imbalance of the short position on NextBridge Hydrocarbon shares, because we already has more than 248 million shares on AST accounts, but some people want to transfer even more, and AST blocked them from this. And the second part, what is the difference with this link that is pretty much the same? Let me explain. With this link, let me show you this again, just retailinvestors.com. With this link, we will know the exact share count in a real-time perspective, and we know it from each and every from the broker to broker basis. And this is very important because if the AST position is not yet fulfilled, but at the same time we have the different allocations to different broker dealers, the certain amount of shares. And if one broker dealer will exceed this number, this will be another signal that there is an imbalance that we have pretty much with the TradeStation right now. And guys, let me show you that the TradeStation already admitted the share imbalance, but AST doesn't admit it, and this means we have two different paths that leads to one conclusion, and we have to use both of them in order to know what broker dealer has this share imbalance and what should we do next. And in my opinion, it is a very important point. So next one, let me show you that we still have Charles Gasparina, who is trying to push our case down. And in response to his recent tweet that he published just a couple of days ago, for example, I like this tweet, this response from Due Diligence. He wrote, "If you're so sure you know what happened, then why are you deathly scared to get into a next space to discuss it? Don't hide under the guise of Fox Business saying you can't. I've already confirmed you can, if it's for journalistic purposes. Just you and me. Pick a time tomorrow. And I think it is a very reasonable question. Why didn't Charles Gasparina confirm this participation? And this means that he's just a random guy who is trying to push our case down, and we don't need to rely on his opinion. On top of that, we have the response from Johnny Tobacco to the same exact tweet that was made by Charles Gasparina, and Johnny wrote, "Thanks, Mar Basile, and I agree. I shared a number of straight facts that categorically proved his points on no reputable brokers would touch it. War false and without basis. He ignores his misinformation but God's the next willing hacker. It's all a show, folks." So yes, I think he is a very interesting person. I mean, Charles Gasparina is a very interesting person because he is in line with other people like James J. Angel, like Mr. Kochkodin and Mr. Osipov, who wrote articles against our case. And I think we are winning this battle, and that is why we have this extremely high activity from these people. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. I don't have enough time to give you even additional data, but probably I will do it tomorrow if this information will be confirmed. And that's all. And if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium